Hey everyone, welcome to the show. You know that feeling when you're standing somewhere you should feel completely at home, but something feels off, like the ground's shifting under you? That's the kind of unsettling feeling we're diving into today.
It is unsettling, isn't it? And what's so interesting is that feeling of displacement, that unease. It's not always about actual physical borders or even being in a new place. It can
Yeah.
be something much deeper, more
Oh,
internal.
exactly, yeah. It's like a disconnect between your surroundings and your inner sense of belonging. And that's precisely what Zeeva Bukai explores so brilliantly in her novel, The Anatomy of Exile, which we're taking a deep dive into today.
It's a powerful title, isn't it? The Anatomy of Exile. It suggests we're going to be dissecting something,
Yeah.
looking at the intricate layers of this experience.
Absolutely. And Bukai really does that. She takes us on this journey with Tamar and her family in the aftermath of the 1967 Six-Day War. We see how their lives are transformed and how their understanding of identity and belonging shifts, not just in Israel, their homeland, but later when they end up in New York City.
It's fascinating how Bukai uses the backdrop of such a significant historical event to explore these really personal, intimate experiences of displacement.
It is. It's not just about the grand political narrative of the war. It's about how that event ripples through individual lives, impacting relationships, families, and even how people see themselves.
Right. Those ripples are what she's tracing, the way historical events leave their mark on the personal and emotional landscape of people's lives.
Yes, and she does it all through this lens of loss, love, and the complexities of their heritage. Right from the start, the story opens with news of a death, and we see how that single event just reverberates outward, affecting Tamar's marriage, her children, and her own struggle to figure out where she truly fits in.
It's like that death becomes a catalyst, doesn't it? It sets off this chain reaction that forces everyone to re-examine their lives and their connections to each other.
It really does. Now, for me, there were a few things that really struck a chord as I read. First, Bukai's portrayal of her characters' inner lives is so nuanced and insightful. You get this deep sense of empathy for them, especially Tamar, as she grapples with her husband Suling's own feelings of being adrift, even though they're living in their supposed homeland.
That's so crucial to understanding the complexity of belonging. It highlights the idea that even within the same family, within the same geographic location, people can have vastly different experiences of belonging and displacement.
Exactly. And you see that so clearly with Salim. He's physically in Israel, but emotionally, psychologically, he's somewhere else. There's this internal exile happening alongside the external circumstances.
It makes you wonder if exile can be a state of mind as much as a physical reality.
Absolutely. The second thing that resonated with me was how Bukai shows the way major historical events, like the Six-Day War, cast these long shadows over generations. It's not just about the immediate impact, but how those events become woven into the fabric of family histories, shaping relationships and identities for years to come.
It's like these historical moments become part of the family inheritance, passed down alongside material possessions and genetic traits. The trauma, the triumphs, they all become part of the family narrative.
They do. And then finally, there's Bukai's writing itself, which is simply stunning. I was captivated by her ability to evoke these vivid sensory details, whether it's the bustling energy of Tel Aviv or the gritty streets of New York. You feel transported to those places.
Her descriptions are so rich, aren't they? You can practically smell the spices in the marketplace or feel the dankness of the city air on your skin.
It's like she paints these incredibly detailed portraits with her words. Now, while I loved so much of the book, there were a couple of things that I personally found a bit challenging as a reader. The first was just the sheer number of characters and their interconnected relationships. It's a rich, multi-generational story, and at times it felt a bit overwhelming to keep track of all the threads.
That's a common challenge with these sprawling family sagas, isn't it? It's wonderful to get this sense of history and interconnectedness, but it can also require a lot of mental effort from the reader to keep all the names and relationships straight.
It does. The second thing was that, for me, I occasionally craved a bit more direct engagement with the political landscape of the time. While the impact of the political situation on the characters is definitely felt, I sometimes wanted Bukai to go a bit deeper, to explore those specific tensions and complexities more explicitly.
It's an interesting point, and it brings up the question of authorial choice. Bukai clearly made a conscious decision to focus primarily on the personal and emotional aspects of displacement, rather than delve into the intricate details of the political landscape.
Right. It's more about the internal experience of exile than the external political forces that might have contributed to it.
Exactly. Perhaps she wanted to highlight the universality of these themes, The idea that feelings of displacement and the search for belonging can transcend specific political contexts.
That makes sense. But overall, The Anatomy of Exile is such a powerful, thought-provoking book, one that stayed with me long after I finished it. And for me, that's the mark of a truly great novel. So when it comes to ratings, I'm giving it a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
I think that's a fair assessment. It acknowledges the book's many strengths, the beautiful writing, the nuanced characters, the exploration of these really profound themes, but it also leaves room for the fact that some readers might find the density of the narrative or the more implicit handling of the political backdrop a bit challenging.
Absolutely. So if you're intrigued by what you've heard today and want to delve into the world of The Anatomy of Exile yourself, you can find a link to purchase the book on Amazon in the description below. And as always, we'd be absolutely thrilled if you'd like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoy these deep dives into compelling stories.
We love exploring these thought-provoking books and sharing our insights with you. And these themes of belonging, displacement, searching for home, they're so relevant to our lives today, no matter where we are in the world.
They really are. So as you start thinking about this book, what initial aspect of these themes, or maybe even just Tamar's initial situation, stands out to you the most?
What really grabs you about that opening scene where the news of a death throws everything into question? It really highlights how fragile our sense of belonging can be, doesn't it?
We'd love to hear your initial reactions and thoughts. Share them in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. And hey, if you know someone who you think would appreciate this kind of thoughtful literary discussion, please share this deep dive with them.
We believe these stories are worth sharing and discussing. They help us understand ourselves and the world around us a little better.
That's what we're all about. So until next time, happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.